Hello, welcome back once again. Today we are going to be looking at effective marketing skills or effective marketing. Of course, we understand that the major or one of the major operations in every business is marketing, because marketing is what drives sales. Marketing is what gets the company to be known. What marketing is what puts the company outside. Marketing is what the people get, the activities that the company carries out that get people to identify them. So in this class, we're going to be looking at effective marketing, and then we'll find out how to become better marketers. Now, we're going to be looking at effective marketing course for professionals, effective marketing course for professionals. So if you are taking if you're getting to learn about marketing for the first time, this is the best course for you. But if you're also learning about sharpening your skills in marketing, it's also a very good course for you. Now, what are the objectives that we try to achieve in this course? By the end of this training, all participants must have known how to understand and estimate the market, profile customers, develop value proposition, communicate the value proposition, dominate the market, initiate and close sales, and then keep customers. Now, importantly, understanding the marketplace and the customer needs is very, very important for an effective marketing approach. Understanding the marketplace and customer needs is very important in marketing. Now, importantly, we also need to understand that we don't just develop products, we don't just develop services because we have money or we have staff. We develop products and services based on market researches that have been done to satisfy people that have needs. So importantly, marketing must be done based on the needs that have been assessed, the needs that have been researched on, and then products have been developed to serve such markets. All right. Now, markets are the actual set or the set of actual and potential buyers of a product. Now, if you look at what market really is, you have from supplier to the consumer. From supplier to the consumer, you have market. Now, in between the supplier and the consumer, you have the company, you have the competitors, you have the marketing intermediaries, and all of this could be seen as the things that play in the market. And you also have other environmental forces, let's say other forces, okay, that play in the market. So from suppliers to consumers, or from producers to consumers, this is, and all of the activities that take place between the supplier and the consumer, from when the product is developed in the supplier's domain till when the product is delivered to the consumer. All the things that happen and all of the factors that affect what happens is what we're referring to as the market. Now, what could be the role of marketing in organization? The basic rule of marketing in organization is, number one, identify customers. So you need to understand customer needs and wants, then identify whom to target and how to reach them. Now, like I said earlier, a product must be developed based on identified business needs, based on identified needs and wants of the customers, of the consumers. All right. So importantly, before any product or service is developed, we must have first of all identify the customers so that we can be able to develop products and services that will serve their needs. Then the second rule of marketing is to satisfy customers. Make the right product or service available to the right people at the right time, at the right cost also. Make everyone feel better off from the exchange. So importantly, apart from identifying the customers, you must go ahead and develop the product that will satisfy the customers. We've spoken so much about quality of products and also understanding that customers buy benefits. Okay, customers buy benefit, they buy value. So we must have products or must create products or develop products and services that will deliver the value that the customers need. Then another role of marketing is to retain customers. So give customers a reason to keep coming back, find new opportunities to win their businesses. So importantly, also One of the rule of marketing is to ensure that the customers are retained, customers are maintained, customers keep coming back, customers are moved from customers to becoming loyal customers, and they are moved from loyal customers to becoming brand ambassadors. So it is important for every business to understand the rule of marketing and be able to fix it well. Also, if need be, it is good for every company, not actually if need be, because there is need for every company to build their marketing blueprint so as to know how to go about their marketing activities. Now, looking at customer needs, wants, and demands, let's make some little clarification so that we can understand what to look out for when we're going for market research. We have needs. Needs is a state of deprivation. It could be physical, like food, clothing, warmth, safety. It could be social, like belonging and affection. It could be individual, like knowledge and self-expression. So if we go back to Maslow's theory of needs, we will understand all of that. Then another one is wants, form that needs take as they are shaped by culture and individual personality. Then we have the demands, wants backed up by buying power. So basically, what drive customers the most, or what get people to buy things the most? If what they are buying uh, is to them a need, then they can buy. All right. Then another reason they can buy is if they feel that this is a want. Okay. Uh, so they can afford to buy. All right. Then more important to consider is that whether it is a need or want, what really gives us the what gives us the motivation to go into producing such goods and services that tends to become needs and wants to consumers is their ability to buy, the products and services we are offering. So we must ascertain the levels of needs, wants, and the buying power of the people of the market before we start producing. Like I said earlier, if you go back to the Maslow's theory of needs, you find some of those things well explained. So you have the basic needs, like the physiological needs, which could do with hunger and thirst. Then you have the safety needs, security and protection. You have the social needs, sense of belonging and love. You have the esteem needs, self-esteem, recognition and status. Then you have the self-actualization needs, self-development and realization. So if you really want to build a product that really thrives, then your product must have one of these needs to deal with. Okay, it must have one of these needs to deal with. So when you are developing your product, you ask yourself, what am I actually doing? Is it psychological needs? Is it safety needs? Is it social needs? Is it esteem needs or self-actualization needs? And then you also need to find out how many people in this needs category have the ability to buy. So you have to do some market research and market analysis to find out. Okay, to find out. All right. Now, still in trying to understand the marketplace and the consumers, it is important we get to know all of these things. Customers have latent needs they don't even know that they have. So through our innovation, through our research, we will be able to find out this latent need. And if you're able to find out a latent need, you sell more, you get to have more market share. Now, number two, customers won't know what they want until they see it. So most often, customers may not really know what they want until they see it. Number three, customers struggle to articulate their needs. So it is good that through customer service and through good advisory counsel, we'll be able to help them understand their needs. And number four, it is impossible to ever know all the needs of a customer. And number five, customers' needs change quickly over time. So for the fact that customers' needs change quickly over time, then we must pay attention to innovation, value innovations. Okay, we must pay attention to value innovations. Okay, let's look at market offerings as regards to products, services, and experiences. We have what we call the marketing myopia. It's focusing only on existing ones and losing sight of underlying customer needs. Then we have exchange, which is the art of obtaining a desired object from someone by offering something in return. Now, importantly, every company should deal with the problem of marketing myopia. and then find better strategies for quick exchange. Marketing myopia could move a company to extinction because marketing myopia will help or will make the company lose sense of creativity, lose sense of innovation. And by doing so, you will be losing the market. And then on the exchange, companies need to find out better strategies to facilitate exchange. Companies need to find out better approaches to facilitate exchange. This is very, very important. Now, looking at customer value and satisfaction expectations. For the marketers, things that tends to be important to them are set the right level of expectations, not too high and not too low. But for the customer, what he expects is value and satisfaction. So no matter the level of expectation you're setting as a marketer, what you want to achieve is get the customer the value he needs and the satisfaction he or she is paying for. This is very, very important. Now, the marketing process. How does the marketing process go? Number one, understand the marketplace and customer needs and wants. Number two, design a customer-driven marketing strategy. Number three, construct an integrated marketing program that delivers superior value. Number four, build profitable relationship and create customer delight. And number five, capture value from customers to create profits and customer equity. Now, quickly, let's look at the three types of customer needs. We have the conscious needs, we have the unconscious needs, and we have the unseeded needs. And we could have some of the examples or statements that have been made to explain some of these needs. Now, you have the conscious needs. Conscious needs, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning, as said by Piquet. Now, when customers exhibit unhappiness, that's to tell you that they are aware of their needs. So your service is not meeting their needs or their product is not meeting that. They are already telling you to sit up and deliver the value that they are expecting. Then you have the unconscious needs. Subconscious desires are incomparably stronger than conscious decisions and always override them. Now, the unconscious needs are those ones that customers might not really know. Okay, they are not aware of it. But you helping them to find their unconscious need will help you sell better. Then you have the unseeded needs. If I had asked the public what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Henry Ford. Now, sometimes we have come to the point of helping customers, or we know the conscious needs of customers. We have helped customers discover their unconscious needs, but at the same time, they now need improvement, better ways of solving these needs. Okay, so that becomes the unseeded. That's where the value innovation, that's where the creativity comes to place. All right, so from conscious to unconscious to the unseeded, we all must pay attention to each of these things in our customers. Sometimes customers could walk into your organization and you find that this customer is aware of what he wants, but there are things he's not aware of. And even in the things he's aware of, there are innovations that can be done to keep him retained in that organization for life. All right, so we must find all of these things in place. Now let's quickly look at profiling of customers. Profiling of customers simply means trying to be sure that the person you're selling to is actually your customer, finding the right information and analyzing those information to give you a better stance on deciding whether the person you're selling to is actually your customer or not. Okay. Now, let's look at these 4 steps to smarter customer profiling. The first thing is gather the right data about this customer. Remember, before we start up our businesses, we must definitely conduct a market research or market survey. The market survey will tell us about the potential people we want to sell to. Now, these potential people, we have to gather information about them, e.g., where do they live? What do they do? What kind of family size do they have? What kind of income do they get? What are their characteristics? What demographics do they have? Okay, what kind of customer category can we place them? The information that we gather, okay, will help us. Then that information will help us create what we call personas. So you could actually have an avatar, and you could say, okay, this is this customer. It might not be a name of a particular person, but that avatar gives you a typical characteristics of all the people, or typical characteristics of who your customer could be. So all the people who behave like that avatar that you've created will typically become your customers. All right, will typically become your customers. Then you have the micro target. You might not necessarily, or definitely you will not sell to everybody in your market space. You will not sell to everyone in your market space. You need to create, or you need to keep drilling till you find the actual number of people or the actual volume of persons with active capacity to buy your product in the marketplace. Those people are the people you micro target. They have the capacity to buy your product. Then you have layer on the personalization. So when you have found these people, it is better you create some levels of relationship, some customized relationship, personalized relationship that will keep this customer coming over and over again. Let product be unique to the customer, that the customer feels very good using the product or using the service. All right. Okay. Now, how do you profile customers? You can do what we call the demographic profiling, where we look at the age, family size, occupation, religion, ethnicity, tribes, and all of that. Okay, then we can also do geographical profiling or geographical variables, where we look at where are they living, and then what are the characteristics of people living in those areas. For example, if we decide to do a profiling by geographic instance, and it's okay, our product is meant for the rich. So let's take the case in Nigeria. It was okay, all the people living in Lekki could be our target customers. All the people living in Asokoro, in Abuja, all the people living in Victoria Island in Lagos, all the people living in Port Harcourt, in River State. So we begin to choose locations where our customers could have, where our customers could be located. Then we'll have the psychographic profiling. Psychographic profiling are those people that buy things based on impulse. They buy things because they want to have a sense of ego. They want to have a sense of feeling that they have arrived. So those, if that's the kind of profiling you want to do, you can also go ahead and do such profiling. Then you have the behavioral profiling or behavioral variables. In the behavioral variables, you find that customers have certain behaviors, or people that have certain behaviors to a certain product or certain event. They behave exactly, almost exactly the same way. So you could develop product for people who behave in certain ways. For instance, you develop product for children, say between 0 to or 1 day to 6 months, or 1 day to 1 year, because you find out that virtually all of them have the same need. Okay, they have the same behavior. You could develop a product for civil servants, because you find that almost all the civil servants may, okay, or good population of civil servants may end up behaving the same way. Or you develop products for military people, because you find that there is a system that have helped them, or that have gotten them accustomed to a certain behavior. So you can do behavioral profiling. Then you can also profile based on RFM, which is recency, frequency, and monetary. So recency, how often, how recent does the people buy this product, and then how frequently do they buy the product, and how much money do they buy or do they spend in buying this product. That could also give you an indication on how to profile customers. I trust you understood what I am trying to say in this case. Now, knowing your customer, for example, of the demographic profiling, you could use things like age, gender, contact, purchasing history, income, profession, education, marital status, number of children, interest, and more to profile your customers. Then creating the customer avatar, okay, or customer avatar worksheet. First, you could have all of the demographic information listed. Then you could then look at the goals and values, the goals and values of these people you're calling customers. Look at their sources of information, look at the challenges and pain points they face, and look at the objections and roles, the objections to the product, the possible objections they could have to the product you read, and then look at the roles of the people that could encourage the buyers to buy. All of those influences, they make a very great deal in marketing. Now, coming down to the marketing communication, it is important for us to develop good marketing communication strategies so as to constantly and frequently and at the right time deliver the right communication to our clients. And we must adopt integrated marketing approaches in our marketing systems. So we're going to have the traditional marketing system integrated with the promotions and then integrated with the web and social media. The marketing communication always involve 5 dimensions. You have the advertising, you have the public relations and publicity, you have the direct marketing, you have the personal selling, and you have the promotions. And all of these things are key in marketing. All right, so quickly, can we take a very short pause? Let's go through it again. Let's take a few seconds, go through what we've learned, and then when we come back, we continue. All right, welcome back. And let's now proceed to the other side of the marketing. The other side of marketing is understanding your product. The first side we looked at understanding your marketplace and understanding your customers. The second side is understanding your product. It is important for us to know that good marketing is based on good knowledge of the product being sold to a customer that have been identified as the perfect person for the particular product. Now, in understanding your product, we will be using uh, this diagram here to explain. Now, if you look at this diagram, you have demand to competition to product. Demand, what are the customers looking for? Competition, how are you different? And product, what do you do best? So you must find out what the market is looking for, and then through market survey, you must find or competitive analysis, or competitor analysis. You should be able to find out what makes you different from your other competitors, and then find out, focus more on what you do best. Okay, use what you do best as your major differentiating factor. Now, on the intersection of what customers want versus what competition wants, that will become a market opportunity. So the thing you do differently will become an attraction to the customers. Then between competition, how you do it differently versus what you do best, it will become the perfect fit for the market. So it will become a product that customers really want. Then when it comes to demand versus the product, that become what we call the market relevance. So there must be an opportunity, there must be a market fit, and there must be a market relevance. Your product must be an opportunity or must satisfy an opportunity. It must be fit for the market, and it must have relevance for the market. It must have value for the market. Now, to help us understand our product better, our product must have value propositions. What is the value proposition? Value proposition is the promise that you're giving to your customers that your product will deliver if they buy your product. Your value proposition is the promise that your product is giving to your customers that if they buy your product will be able to solve this problem for them. Now, in the value proposition should be a product of what we have been able to derive from the customer profiling. So from the customer profiling, we've been able to ascertain what they will be gaining, what their pains are, and then what the customer jobs are. Now, from this profiling, we'll be able to look at the gains and then create for them gain creators. We create gains for them. Then for their pains, we create pain relievers. And then we'll create products and services that will satisfy them. So you could create products and services that will satisfy their basic problems. And then you now create additional values that will keep them retained in your company for your product for life. Now, if you look at this diagram, analyzing the unique selling proposition. Now, look at this diagram that we have here. We have what the customer wants or what the consumer wants versus what your competitor does well versus what your brand does well. Now, if what the consumer wants is what your brand does well, so that will become your winning zone. So there will be clear point of difference that meets the needs. So that makes it even bigger. All right. Then if what the customer wants, and what your customer wants is what your competitor does well. That will be your losing zone. Your competitor meets the consumer needs better than you do, so you'll be crushed. Now, but when what your brand does well is equal to what your competitor does well, you find out that the market becomes a normal market. Nobody cares. So anybody could buy from A or B. And that is a risky zone. That is where competition becomes a very, very dicey thing to do. So competitive, it becomes a competitive battleground. So you must constantly innovate and renovate on strategies to make sure that you are gaining the market. Then if you look at market positioning, if you look at market positioning, as in the case of branding, how do you want to become the number one in your marketplace? How do you want to become the number one in your marketplace? Now you look at market demand, what in this case, instead of using students, okay, so let's find out what does your customers want. In the competition, unoccupied market positions. In the key strengths, what the institution does best, what does your organization does best. Now, what we really want is an intersection between or among what your customers want versus the opportunities that exist in the market versus the things you do best. These things joined together will give you a better market position. So find out what you do well, find out what your customers really want, and find out the unidentified needs, find out the unoccupied positions, and then fit into them. Focus position efforts here. That's at this point where you see what customers want versus what you do best. That is where you focus your effort the most. That is where you focus your positioning the most. So other sides of this game becomes either the place you lose or the place you fight and keep fighting. Now let's look at excellent ways to start a presentation. Of course, we understand that presentation is key in marketing. Presentation is key in marketing. Presentation is key in marketing. So how do you do presentations? Okay, if no matter the kind of organization that you run, you must be interested in learning about presentations, because presentation is key in marketing. So what are these things you need to do? Tell a captivating story. Tell a captivating story. It can be a personal story or about someone else who the audience can learn from. Captivate your learners, your listeners in the first 60, 90 seconds and make sure the story encapsulates the key points of your message. Number two, show a gripping photo. Use photos instead of text when possible. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Number three, ask a rhetorical, thought-provoking question. You ask these questions for persuasive effect. You don't expect the audience to answer aloud, rather silently to themselves, and arouse curiosity and motivate your audience to think about the answer. Then state a shocking statistic or headline. The statistic, bold claim or headline needs to be directly related to the main purpose of your presentation. The audience will listen and respond positively to your recommendation and next steps. Then use powerful quotes. The quote must have meaning and relevance to the audience. Employ the wise words of well-known person because the name allows you to tap into his or her credibility, likability, and notoriety. Use a prop or creative visual aid. A prop is a magnetic tool that hooks your audience and keeps them watching using a visual aid. Using a visual aid can also help emphasize a point. The do's of presenting. Number one, practice makes perfect. Practice, practice, and practice, whether it is on your own or in front of family or friends. Run through your presentation a good few times. Number two, introduce yourself. At the very start of your presentation, make sure you introduce yourself confidently to your audience. Number four or number three, eye contact. Maintain eye contact with the audience to keep their interest. Keep your posture open and spread out. Number 4, use props. Use props, handouts, and videos to make your presentation more exciting. Number Next, ask questions. Always ask if the audience has any question at the end, as this will help to get them involved. Now, coming to sales, how do you sell and repeat sales and get referrals? The first way to start with sales is prospecting, which is basically a function of the profiling you've done. That's customer profile. Having done your customer profile, it's easy to prospect customers. Now, prepare for sales, then learn how to approach customers for sales presentation, and then make your presentation. Be able to do all the analytics and do all the researches to find out what the possible objections could be, and then develop approaches to handling these objections before going, and then close the sale and then follow up on the sale. One of the reasons most people don't get to have sales and repeat sales is the sales always get to be like a one-off thing. So when people sell and they are, when people get sold to and they are not followed up, they don't get to remind or get to remember your organization again. So to keep sales repeatedly, make sure, or to get people to refer people to your organization, make sure you have constant follow-ups. And that's why it's good to have a very good client relationship management strategies. Now, the sales process. Number 1, build the relationship first. Have a good rapport. Gain your customers' trust. Number 2, find out your customers' needs. Use effective listening skills. Number 3, match products and services to their needs. Have good product knowledge. Number 4, match the benefits to your customers' needs. So match the benefits of the product or services to the individual needs of your customer. Number 5, encourage your customers to purchase. Overcome any concern or reservation, and then close the sale. Agree to provide the product or service. Now, in customer retention and customer service, it's important to know that customer communication or communication is key in customer service. The challenge with most people is that their communication is a one-way communication, and the communication is just for the purpose of selling, nothing more. Customers want more communication. So you need to find out from your customers what they really want to be communicated about, and then communicate that to them. Number 1, what are the benefits of communication with customers? Number 1, regular communication makes changes easier. Customers can be source of new ideas. Listening to customers' needs help companies tailor and improve their products and services. Good reputations are spread just like bad ones. It reduces the risk of mistake, enables faster decision making, enables quicker responses to market changes, improve coordination between departments, improving morale and motivation of the workforce. Now, what are the 7 steps to excellent customer service? 7 steps to excellent customer service. Number 1, getting the issues resolved quickly. Don't keep customers waiting. Try as much as you can to solve their problems as fast as you can. Number 2, first interaction resolution. Always try to resolve customers' problem by first interaction. Number 3, quick responses. Number 4, integrated multi-channel communication. Please note that customers have different ways of getting communicated to. Someone may love digital communication, another one may not. So find out the best ways to communicate and integrate these ways and use them appropriately. Then use customization. Individual treatment could help in promoting good customer service. Then also try to run customization on dedicated consultants. All right, in the bank, we have people we call relationship managers assigned to individuals, okay, or businesses. Be polite and friendly. Now, taking a little look at the introduction of the digital marketing in recent marketing strategies. Now, in 2018, from marketing charts, this graph was raised. Now, it was recorded that marketers, 18% of marketers use social media, 17% used content marketing, 16% used marketing technologies, 50% use search engine optimizations, 13% used email marketing, 11% used search and social ads, and 9% used data management strategies. Now, that's to tell you that the digital marketing tactics are gradually growing. Okay, digital marketing tactics are gradually growing, and we must find our own place in the best approach to use. It could be an integration, it could be to start from one first. Now, thank you so much for taking your time to go through this class. Please feel free to give us a Google review at https g.page/IPM international/review. And you could also do us a favor by following us on Facebook, following us on LinkedIn, following us on YouTube, and then following us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for the time. I trust you learned something in this class, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. See you in the next class.